right. You don't know how to do up block. Your entire opinion is invalid. Keep in mind that the people whinging about my lack of interest or info on how to do up block properly, which I actually figured out. I was talking to a friend tonight, and then I went back and checked the video. And the reason why I don't know how to do it is because I got it confused with this other move, and I'll explain in a sec. But don't forget, the reason why these people are so upset with me and so many others calling out their, well, basically their shillery, right, and their absolute running defense for this game, is because their entire monetary career is based on keeping this thing alive. But keep in mind that these players can just drop this stuff just like that. Right, so people look up to these people, you know, and they get all excited, you know, want to be like them. And next week, they drop it. Because at the end of the day, they only go where the money is, right? I'm not saying all of them. There are some nice ones out there I've been told about. Some I've met. But the reason why I take issue with shills or some of these esports people is because of the fact that at the end of the day, we are customers. And if we're not having fun or it's crap product, then we should be able to say that and have no issue with it. Now, Mortal Kombat 1 is a prison. And the reason why I say that is very simple. Ed Boon says that we have all the freedom in the world to play this game however we want. However, we don't. Because what happens is that a pro player will look at how you play and go, that's shit. You're not being optimal here. You're not doing this. Why are you doing that? And hang on a sec, but Ed Boon, your overlord, you know, the guy that makes the game, that you're capable as one of the few things you can do out there to actually make a career out of it. And don't worry, I know the counter arguments to that, by the way. Oh, you're making videos about games too. Yeah, but you know, I'm not claiming to be an expert, right? The difference is that Ed Boon said it was all freedom. You could do whatever you want. And that's technically true. Until it comes to when you want to call out stuff that you feel is actually broken. It's not just me. Many other people out there who think that there's just major issues when it comes to the systems in this game. That's when they say, no, if you do not do this, if you do not understand that, you just cannot say anything. Now, Grandmaster isn't like the tippy top, but it's 6 levels out of the 9 I've gone through. That's not bad for me. Okay? That's not bad for me. I'm happy with that. I'm very happy with that, right? The problem is, though, is apparently every single person, in their perspective, is all crap. So, if you've ever fought me and you've lost, it's just because you're a terrible player. That's what these people are saying. Just remember that, right? Secondly, their little up block mechanic. So I went back and I checked the tutorial, right? Unlike these people, I'm willing to see, okay, let's have a look. Let's see if it makes a difference. Up block is about as useful as putting my balls on the porcelain bowl and smashing the lid down on it. It is a dumbass mechanic because it's not a game changer. My issue with this game has nothing to do with somebody jumping in or an overhead. My issue with this game is the fact that the damage output, as somebody else has already said, and they know who I'm talking about, the damage output in this game is rivaling an actual 2v2 or a 3v3 game. The damage should be absolutely scaled all the way back. I don't see this level of damage when I've played against people in Killer Instinct. And Killer Instinct has an infinite amount of combo breakers. Okay? As long as you get the right setting, there's like choice for, you know, what they're hitting you with, you can break their combo and there's no limit whatsoever. Nobody complains. It's not an issue. You start talking about reducing combo breakers in this game down to 2 bars, 1 bar, maybe giving 3 pips each per match. suddenly the pro players don't like it. Specifically, it's actually the NRS pro players that it is painfully obvious that this game was made for them. O'Diddle exposed himself, thankfully not in that regard, because that was weird from the dude that thinks women are still oppressed, by stating that these systems that were in MK11, the wake-up attacks, the tech rolls, the armor rolls, oh, they were just all bad. They were all shit. Take them out. Get them out. Oh boy, I would love to know who NetherRealm or Stephanie, what the hell it is, right, spoke to and said, pro players, what do you want? What do you want? Well, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? It's very obvious because when they brought in the Cyrax nerf, every single esports NRS pro player had a massive menstrual cycle into their panties. Talking about, oh, Ed Boon, I thought you were talking about freedoms, my freedoms. You know, I don't know the future. I don't know where this game's gonna go. Funny how these clowns just, well, you know, keep pumping out videos, isn't it? Right? So they can't be that wrecked over it. But it's interesting though, isn't it? Because it seems that when something directly affects the way that they want to play the game, it's a problem. If it's anyone else, shut your mouth. So I'm doing my 3-hit combo here with Reiko. This has absolutely nothing to do with Uplock, by the way. But this is everything that I've been talking about this whole time. See, they think they got me over a barrel. When in reality, they want me over a barrel for other reasons, and it's quite disgusting. Right, that's the only reason why they're focusing on this one mechanic. And going back to the uplock before I show you this, when I said that doing the uplock and you press up and then it uses 2 bars, right, I confused that with the other technique that I don't think is in the tutorial. I have to double check. I don't think it's in there. I could be wrong. But regardless, it's not something that I ever see anyone do. And that is where if you've got 2 energy bars and you do an uppercut, you can actually launch immediately after that if you have 2 bars, and then follow up after the uppercut with an aerial combo. That's why I got confused, because I was conflating the 2 together. Up block is simply just press up while you're holding block. Okay? But it's a shit mechanic. Right? Maybe to a pro person, it's great. But the average person, that's not a game changer. Right? Making the combo breaker super expensive is, well, that changes the game, but for the worse. Okay? This isn't about hand holding. This is a product. You need to make it fun. And if people are getting in the game and they're getting steamrolled like this, watch. Now you look at the amount of health that I've taken off, right? See that tiny bit? I want you to focus on that. Flea's dick hair. Watch this, ready? Watch how much. Now keep in mind, Sloppy Seconds said that, oh, he wants more damage to come off. And that's how you know that these guys never want to relinquish any power or ground to anyone else. And that's why they are happy that all the defensive measures that came in with MK11 were taken out. Because they don't like it. Oh, they'll sit there and go, oh, we can punish this and we can punish that. Sure. Sure. If that's the case, let's add them back in. Let's bring them back in, right? Because if they're so bad, even though I was perfectly fine with them, interesting how, well, why would that be an issue? If they're so shit and you can get around them so easily, let's bring them back. Let's bring all that stuff back. By the way, I wonder if Foxy, Sloppy Seconds in his video mentioned the fact that he rage quit because I used Cabal in MK11. Now, I know that, you know, I understand, you know, certain levels of education and all that sort of jazz, but I find it really strange how when I said that I used Cabal in MK11, loved using him, because he's a great character, because I've loved using him ever since his first iteration, which was in MK3. I've always loved using him. He's like, he was shocked. And then he rage quit. I understand. Right? I still don't have an answer as to why that was an issue. It's just a character. It's just a fictional character, bro. I mean, you rage quit. Just like Diddle rage quit because women aren't oppressed? Or they are oppressed. Oh, fuck off. Anyway, check this out. So see the amount of little health took out? This is my issue this whole time. Right? This has nothing to do with whether uplock or whatever else is in the game is useful. Watch this. Right? So now, before we continue, I'm not against people like like a counter attack, right? Through punish. I really am an analog player. And I'll get to that in a minute. I'll explain what that means. Right? I'm not against you counter attacking someone else. Like, you know. But you can see the little amount of health, right, that I took off. Sloppy seconds think that this should be more. Just keep that in mind, right? Sloppy seconds thinks that that flea's dick hair warrants you taking off that amount of damage. I mean, we used to have I'm pretty sure there was like a random combat mode where like you'd have like increased damage, right? It's like they took that joke and made it mainstay. Where does uplock help with that, bro? I just want to ask the professionals. You know, this is the reason why people are walking away from this game when it comes to the actual combat. The reason why, it's not because of actual against the AI. The AI is actually fairer than this, right? Fighting the AI feels like I'm fighting against a real person. This shit right here feels like I'm fighting against a robot. Uplock doesn't help. I don't have any cameo to break. Oh, sorry, I do have a cameo, but I don't have any energy bars to break, right? Then you get, don't use your energy bars, so you can break the combo. Oh, okay. So this is the problem with these people. Ed Boon said, you can do anything you want, all this freedom. But the freedom is only in a certain thing, and that is the combos. The cameo's existence allows you to soft reset essentially the combo from stopping and allowing you to continue it on. There is a tutorial. I'd have to find it. It's in it's talking about damage scaling and like combos of, you know, stopping so you can't continue them on forever. And it was Scorpion, and you're doing Scorpion's combo, and the final hit is the harpoon. He pulls and you face plant, ending the combo. It's very interesting that in every single match I've ever played in this game, I've never seen that happen. You want to know why? Because the cameos not only extend the combo, but it soft resets the combo itself. So that way, there is no more stoppage. You can just continue on and on and on till you get to these amounts of damage coming out. Tell me I'm wrong. Right? No one gives a shit about a pro player's opinion when people are coming up against this stuff on the average in the game. And their opinion is, oh, you just need to get good. No, what's that code for is you need to do the same back. So the freedom talk from their Lord and Savior, Fed Brune, we don't have freedom. Because I play the way I play. I got to Grandmaster, which is impressive for myself. That's 6 out of 9 levels. I'm happy with that, right? My goal was the skin. I got it. I achieved my objective. I got my quest. Okay, my quest reward. But these guys go, you play like shit. Or, why are you throwing after that? Well, it's just the way I play, bro. I thought that your Lord and Savior said that we could play any way we want. But you're telling me that we can't. You're telling me that the only way to play is to copy essentially what you guys are doing. This is ridiculous. Now, I was talking to Breezy about this the other day. He said that the damage output is akin to what you find when it comes to a 2v2 or a proper 3v3 fighting game. Right? And it's interesting how other fighting games like Killer Instinct with their combo breakers, infinite combo breakers, where in Soul Calibur 6 you can parry the attacks. In the Tekken games, every character now has a parry, like a counter. So when they punch or kick, you can, if you time it right, you can counter. Of course, as well as blocking and dodging in 3D. I also learned something new today, which was very cool, because I was trying to find out, well, what happens once you get launched and you're in the combo. But none of these professionals mentioned this part, where that if you, for example, are being carried in the Tekken combo, you start mashing 1, right? When your body hits the ground, and if they aren't fast enough, or maybe it's just as soon as you hit the ground, it's like, can you get in before they can? You can roll out of their combo, right? As soon as you hit the ground. I haven't tried it yet. This is just what I read and what I've been told. But if that's the case, then that is great. What do we get in Mortal Kombat 1? We don't have no armor rolls. We don't have no tech rolls. We don't have decent wake-up attacks, because simple 2-hitters can knock you out of it. And you got guys like Fiddle Diddle sitting there going, oh, you got this, you got this, and you got this, and got right this, right? But you know the reason why Street Fighter 6 is kicking ass, and why Tekken 8 is going to take the last remaining characters, not characters, but the last remaining players from this game, is because they're fun. It's because people see these games and go, oh, that looks awesome. How do I do that? Right? Because these mechanics and the thought that goes into these games are fantastic. I've already mentioned many times about Harada, and after the first Tekken beta, they looked at it, they said, how come these characters aren't being used? They didn't turn around like some of these pro players and go, well, you're just shit. You don't know how to play these characters. No, the Tekken team, look at those characters and go, you know what? There must be something wrong with them. People aren't using them. Maybe they're boring. Maybe we can figure it out and make them fun, because they want all the characters to lift up. Why do you think I did my tier list? Because tier lists are a joke. Because at the end of the day, every single character should be able to be used. Some might need a little bit more work than others. But the people out there that are actually like using characters like Sub-Zero, like Sikander, loves the character. And he doesn't care if it's way less powered than other characters there, or issues. He's kicking ass. You want to know why? Because he's dedicated and staying with the character. Could I do better in Kombat League if I choose other characters? Sure. I mean, I know there's some high-level Reikos, right? But they're doing the same stuff that everyone else is doing. They're paired with Darius, and they're doing the same string combo. They never mix it up. How is that exciting? That the only way to play in the game is to copy what everyone else is doing. In the game that has been touted by the very creator himself, that we have full freedom to do whatever we want. But apparently in the eyes of a pro player, you're just dog shit. The damage output is the problem I have with this game. Uplock is not going to save that. Right? Yes it will, because then, you know, if they jump in, well, what if they don't jump in? A lot of people don't jump in Kombat League. Right? They do a little dashing in back and forward. So the only time uplock is becoming useful is if they do an overhead. And if some of their combos don't do overheads, but they hit low and you're not fast enough, boom, you're done. Where does uplock help with that? The problem with this game is that all these little intricacies that they think are these massive neon signs, as soon as you load the game up, and it's going, yeah, you need to do this and do that. No, these are buried at the bottom of the toilet like a turd that won't flush. Nobody fucking knows half of this shit. And the only way to know it is to go into the tutorial And I went to the tutorial, and it was so amazing that I just didn't bother with that shit because it's crap. Right? People want a proper combo breaker. People don't want to be carried, like I just showed you, without feeling like there must be something I can do. And this is the massive difference between the Japanese developers and NetherRealm. NetherRealm have no fucking clue when it comes to making their game, and it's completely obvious that when you've got people defecting from this game currently to Street Fighter, and comments in my videos with people saying, you know what, I'm just going to go to Tekken. First Tekken game for some people as well. No one gives a shit about your pro opinion, bro. You ain't bringing in the cash. You ain't keeping the company afloat. You are just a little poster child every now and then, so that NetherRealm and Ed Boon can go, oh, look what they can do with our game. But when people get in the game, or have bought the game, among the variety of issues that's wrong with this game: constant online connection, no online features, cash shop, broken gameplay, you know, what was it? The invasion mode, and the boring, the absolute just sheer boredom that mode is. The mastery tracks, which are like horrifically grindworthy. It would make Korean MMO developers blush. So many issues with this game. I highly recommend everyone to save your sanity. If you do want to play this game, just play it against the AI. Because this is all you come up against when you play online against people. Right? It's the same robotic outcome. And that's the reason why the pro players had a shit fit when Cyrax got nerfed, because they were hoping that they could cheap their way through to victories using that combination with Baraka. And it took that away. So then they had to find their next cheap tactic, which ended up being Kung Lao's hat. And this is why, a long time ago, I have been calling out the fact that cameos will end up breaking Mortal Kombat 1. And it is. Because nobody asked for this shit. Nobody. Right? If anything, we wanted tag back. And we know tag exists because they found it in the files and it's fully working. I think they patched it. So Ermaker couldn't access it again. But there's a video that he's put out, and I think I've done a video showcasing it, that yeah, there's a fully fleshed out tag mode in this game. Now that I'd be down for. That I could understand with damage output. But they have no idea what they're doing. And when Sloppy Seconds is sitting there going, oh yeah, no, this game isn't made for us, bro, it's made for you. Nah, bro, it's not. Because they didn't ask us what we wanted. They asked what you guys wanted. And maybe not you specifically, but people in the scene. You're not stopping this train. Right? The Fate locomotive is going to keep on powering on. Because the reality is, though, is that it's not just me saying this. I'm just one voice of many. You can sit there, and you can bitch, and you can moan, and you can laugh, and you can share my videos on stream, but I just keep growing and getting stronger and stronger because I am speaking what everyone else is thinking and feeling. And that's why I encourage everyone to stand up and speak and say what they like and don't like about certain things, because that's how you affect change. Oh, you're not going to change anything, bruv. What do you think you're going to do? Don't know. Why do you care? Oh, I don't care, bruv. So grown men watching other grown men that they hate on the internet. Sounds like you're on the bitch bench, bro. Alright? You're my cameo. All of you are. That sit there, love hating on me. You're the cameo. Occasionally appearing, but being completely useless. Right? Because you aren't actually trying to affect good change. Because you admitted that you don't care, and everyone else in the scene seems to not care about the overall quality of the game. Some do, but it seems like the real arrogant ones don't. because their objective is to make money out of a product. But Ed Boon and NetherRealm and Warner Brothers, they've taken our money, and a lot of people, including myself, feel like we are missing about 35 to 40% of a game. Is it on some hard drive in NetherRealm somewhere? Can somebody go find it, please? I'm very curious, right? I'd love that. You know, just, can you fix the game? And these clowns, this is why they're shills. Because these clowns are going, well, what does it matter? It's coming in anyway. Who cares? Nobody uses crossplay. What, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And that exactly the reason right there is the reason why nobody respects you. Maybe the young people that don't know any better, you know, dick riders and stuff like that, you know, that think the sun shines out of your ass because you're a player and they want to be like you. But the reality is, though, is that one day they're going to be in a position where they want to be heard, and they're going to have someone turn around and say, well, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Even though you paid for it, right? You paid for it. You have every right. No. Now, don't forget to watch this video in your stream. I really do appreciate the coverage. I really do. Because this locomotive is just keep adding more cars to it, baby. It's just getting bigger and stronger. You ain't stopping it. Oh, you just know what up block is. Well, you don't know what pussy is either. So, you know, I guess we're even. See you later.